guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning comic, and he's the star of Comedy Central's Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist. Let's take a look at his work.
See, sometimes I'm not positive that I am affecting people's lives in a good way, you know?
Well, as long as they don't realize it.
But don't you think that what I do caters to the haves and not to the have-nots? Do you know what I mean?
The have-nots have bigger problems to worry about than whether or not they can afford therapy.
Because they have not.
Yeah, they already know why they're depressed.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to think they were the have-nots.
Don't you have work to do?
Please welcome Jonathan Katz. Thank you so much for coming, Jonathan. Nice
So
to
nice
have
to
you
be here.
Yeah, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm okay. I'm a little, I'm between a rock and a hard place.
Hmm?
How are you? No, I'm so
What the hell was that?
It's just a new area where people are moving, but no,
Okay.
you know, I'm so mixed up. We're not on, no one's watching. It's silly, but I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
This morning I woke up. I had no sensation in my right hand. You sleep in a weird position. You cut off the circulation. And I tried moving my fingers, and nothing happens. And with my left hand, I pinched my right hand, no feeling. I take a pin from the night table. I prick my finger. My wife screams at the top of her lungs. What a relief. Yeah. But,
well, things worked out then. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for the summer?
I do. The family's going back to Martha's Vineyard, where we go every summer now. And last summer I was there. I met Al Gore, Vice President Al Gore, who, while he was on the island, was bitten by a tick. And the tick came down with chronic fatigue syndrome. But I have two daughters, and they're both going to camp. And I'm ambivalent because of my own experience as a camper. I have two very vivid memories. One is age 13. I'm lying on my back, looking up at this beautiful sky, holding the hand of Miriam Foster. It was the first time I ever held a girl's hand who wasn't a crossing guard or my sister. Next summer I go back. I'm 14, lying on my back, staring up at the sky. This time I'm being held down by two CRTs while my counselor shaves my legs. So my point, Conan, I guess, is that summer camps are breeding grounds for perverts. I mean,
That's your point?
That's what
you've come to tell us?
That's what the brochure says, anyway. You know. I don't know if it's true.
Well, how old are your kids? How old are they?
I have a 7-year-old and I have a 16-year-old daughter who's driving, and it's scary. And even scarier, there are kids her age who are sexually active. And she asked my wife and I if she could go on the pill, and we don't think she's ready. We gave her placebos. Now,
you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Jonathan, how long have you been married?
I've been married, Conan. I've been married 17 years.
Oh.
17 years. And what's crazy, the longer I'm married, the more I'm losing my single instincts. I was at a party in Hollywood last week. Beautiful blonde starlet comes up to me. She says, my husband is away for the weekend. How about a lift home? I said, if you knew he was going to be away, you should have made travel arrangements.
Yeah, you got to get back in the swing of things. Well,
Yeah.
But you've been married for a while, and the marriage, it's got to be a solid marriage. It's got to be
It's
good.
a good marriage. Although lately I think that my wife has been fooling around because our parrot keeps saying, give it to me hard and fast before my husband John Katz comes home. and yes, I love a cracker. Yeah.
Probably heard it on a record, you know?
Yeah.
Possible.
Sure.
She's very formal.
Yeah.
My husband,
John Katz.
Yeah.
You were this is kind of exciting. I think you were a keynote speaker at your old alma mater.
Oh, God.
Recently. That's a high honor.
It was such a thrill. They gave me lunch, and but you know, it was exciting. I went to a school called Goddard College in Vermont, an experimental college in the '60s, a time when you could actually get credit for taking drugs, and I'm not kidding.
They give you course credit.
Yes, and I for the last 2 years there, I lived in a lesbian vegetarian dorm for 2 years, until one night I blew my cover.
Well, how did you blow your cover?
I ate meat. Hey, what, you think I enjoy telling that joke?
That was hard for you, wasn't it, telling that joke?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem? I would think you might. That it's very convincing on the show, Dr. Katz. You're very convincing as a therapist. Do people think that you're a real therapist?
It's true, and I've stopped denying it. I just charge the going rate. It's easier, you know. But I think that playing a therapist has turned me into a better parent, and that maybe I'm kidding myself. But the other night, I'm tucking in my daughter, and she says, "Daddy," and she had just seen a movie about the Jonestown Massacre, a TV movie. She'd seen an ad for the movie, and she said, "Daddy, how can 400 children die?" And I said, "Sometimes grown-ups join religious cults, and they give their children lethal doses of Kool-Aid." Good night, sweetie. Good kid, light sleeper. Yeah. Hey. Someday she's going to thank me.
I don't think so.
No.
Now, you're working on we're a little tight on time, but you're working on a CD?
I'm working on a CD of my songs. I write songs, and they're not that good. It's called Easy Listening, but not that easy. And the premise is that every song I've ever written has a tragic flaw. I can show you what I mean.
Yeah, there's a guitar placed back there for your amusement.
Oh, this is much too convenient.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Okay.
I'm so glad I didn't hit you.
That's all right. You can get that guy from Cambridge to sit in, yeah.
This is, see if you can see where this thing went wrong. Another night with you would be too much to ask. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
That's a nice part, yeah.
A final flight with you would me flabbergast. And that's a bad lyric. Okay. Look. This guy's going to kill me. I have to handle this guitar.
I like that. That's it?
Yeah.
Would me flabbergast?
Yeah.
Very nice. So when will we be seeing this CD?
I think you just did. It'll be in stores very, very soon. It's on a very small label. So small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Katz, professional therapist, is on Tuesdays, of course, at 10 o'clock p.m. on Comedy Central. A very funny show. And you're at the Regatta Bar in Cambridge, Mass, October 1st and 2nd.
It seems a little soon to plug that. I know it was my idea, but
this is the stuff you want to plug.
It's
and
true.
Come to think of it, why am I telling people you're going to be at the Regatta Bar in Cambridge October 1st and 2nd? Do you think someone out there is writing this down at 4 in the morning? I got to make sure I'm there.
what if the game goes into extra innings?
Extra innings?
I'm just... Hey! All right.
Okay. Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
It was
really,
funny.
very funny. Jonathan Katz, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with Mike Ness.